done it! I can't believe Tom Cruise did it! He's done the impossible! Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 doesn't end on a cliffhanger. Is there anything Tom Cruise can't do? Let's get into it. Welcome back, movie fans. I'm Matt, and today we're discussing Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 starring Tom Cruise and Hayley Atwell. The film is directed once again by Christopher McQuarrie, who returns to helm his third Mission Impossible film. The mission this time is the same as it always is. Ethan Hunt and his IMF team must track down a weapon before it falls into the wrong hands. Now, before you roll your eyes at the premise, let me tell you that the stakes feel sky high, creating a palpable tension throughout the whole film. The storyline tackles very current and real-world issues, adding a sense of urgency and relevance to the narrative. And this infusion of real-world elements elevate the movie, and it literally kept me on the edge of my seat. Tom Cruise and the ensemble cast are back, and they bring nothing but their A-game with such precision and finesse. Cruise's portrayal as Ethan Hunt is as charismatic and thrilling as ever, and his chemistry with the rest of the crew is just electric. And after so many films, it's just so easy to get back into gear with this crew, and I have so much fun watching them work through the impossible tasks they have to get through. Are they impossible if they figure it out? Okay, but the standout addition to the cast for me is Hayley Atwell, who shines in the leading role. Her presence adds a new layer and an exciting dynamic to the Mission Impossible universe. Honestly, I'm just so happy to see her in this type of role since she basically got sidelined after the first Captain America movie. God, I love her. The pacing to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning is superb. Now, since it's a part 1, the film has a lot of groundwork to lay, and it's able to do this by gradually building the tension and anticipation throughout the film. And it's this meticulous pacing that's going to give you the feeling that each moment really counts. And as the story progresses, it's going to have you try and guess how it's all going to play out. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but the ideas of choice and fate play such a great role in enhancing the pace of this film. And as you saw my reaction when I started this review, the best part about the movie for me is that it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. I can rejoice in knowing that this installment gave me a satisfying conclusion and has me eagerly awaiting for part 2. Now, it doesn't feel like a bad thing, and while the film absolutely delivers on multiple levels, it feels slightly tamer compared to the normal intensity we've gotten out of the last few Mission Impossible entries. And this could be for a few reasons. This movie was filming during COVID, it is a part 1, there could be many reasons why the action is the way it is in this movie. And it feels very reminiscent to me to the original Mission Impossible film, as well as Mission Impossible 3, but I have a feeling the big stuff is yet to come. But please don't get me wrong, this movie still packs a punch and delivers a highly enjoyable viewing experience. And this is probably just a personal preference, but I was disappointed that none of the big scenes were filmed in IMAX. Given the immersive and larger-than-life nature of the Mission Impossible franchise, IMAX has always done wonders to enhance the visual spectacle even further. A prime example is the amazing helicopter chase at the end of Mission Impossible Fallout, but this minor drawback didn't detract from my overall enjoyment of the film. But perhaps the biggest drawback of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is that it ended, and now I have to wait for Part 2. And I know that sounds silly, but the franchise is now a cinematic staple, and when films deliver such enjoyment and such excitement, the wait for more is definitely felt. Needless to say, I cannot wait for Part 2. So is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 worth seeing? Have I sold you yet? I sure hope so, because you should absolutely see this movie. It is exactly why we go to the theaters. This film combines the familiar thrills, the charismatic performances, everything we've come to love with the Mission Impossible franchise. And with its gripping storyline, standout performances, and impeccable pacing, it's an exhilarating cinematic experience that will absolutely leave you hungry for more. As always, I encourage you to watch the film and form your own opinion though. Let me know your thoughts about it down in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this review, please like this video and subscribe to my channel to get a new movie review from me every week. Next week, Christopher Nolan brings us his newest epic, which some are calling a masterpiece in Oppenheimer. And I already know what you're all thinking. How am I not seeing Barbie? All in due time, movie fans. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again at the theaters next week.